Hello there, welcome back to another show. Today I'm going to talk about Tartuffe, the F.W. Murnau film, which is part of this box set, early Murnau, which was released years ago by Eureka and Blu-ray. See, I only bring up films you can't buy anymore. I think that's the most productive way to do a film show. I think it's been out of print for ages, so this is maybe we'll get it on eBay somewhere. So you get a bunch of early Murnau films at Phantom and The Last Laugh, which is amazing. I'm planning to go through these films hopefully over the year, not do them regular, but do them bit by bit. So that's the general idea. And so I'm starting off with Tartuffe, which I'd seen before, but I've not seen for years. And it was a delight. Now, it's not the best Murnau film. It's based on a play, and the play can be quite obvious. So that's the downside of the film. The upside of the film is it looks gorgeous. It looks really amazing. Like Murnau took what was a very simple story and made something visually interesting with it. He's still trapped by the German acting, some of which is better than others. Some actors can deliver, some don't, but it is kind of theatrical. And Murnau has always been really good at finding ways to deal with actors. Some seem beyond him in certain films. If you've seen the Jonathan Harker from Nosferatu, it's not the best performance, but generally does pretty well. This one is more theatrical than most, though. I'll put this down now because it's otherwise I'll be going with this all the time. But it's a more this one does have theatrical base, and it allows the actors to, because it's based on like theatre expression, and the dramatics are based on having bigger performances. It means you don't get some of the more subtle things in between the more in the melodrama. You get in something like Sunrise or Faust or The Last Laugh, which can be broad, but have other stuff there that balance it out. This one is a bit more theatrical. So you kind of have to get used to that. You have to be aware that that's an issue in this film. There's no way around it. It's just there. It's apparent throughout the film. You have to get used to it. But it suits, like, Murnau actually works out the melodrama and the visuals around that. And it's like, yeah, this is a melodrama. This is a big melodrama. He's upfront about it. He's like, yep, this is what this is. Do not worry, we've got it all handled to make it one cohesive whole. So Emil Jennings plays the lead character, Tartuffe, who is a known hypocrite within the German theatre scene as a play character who's like the ultimate hypocrite. A man who comes into a home and proclaims himself holier than thou, and looks down upon everyone's actions as if they're signs of ego and immodesty, and he's bringing them to God, apparently, which means taking away their servants if they're rich, taking away their luxuries if they're rich, taking away everything they've got that will make them feel like they're above everyone else, while he walks around reading the Bible and living a vow of poverty, apparently. Well, that's the cover story. In fact, it's a con man. So this play has been told many times, and basically it's basically an assignment for Murnau from the company he was working for at the time before he moved to America. So this was one of the films he made for them. Like Murnau could have some control, but sometimes it was like, can you please make this film? We really need you to make this film now. It's like any other production company. They had upturns and downturns. They had star directors like Lang or Murnau who, if their name was on the film, it would make it a lot easier to sell to the people. And Tartuffe seemed to be an easy sell, so Murnau got Tartuffe, and he did his best with it, because it is a very kind of obvious story where you see the hypocrite, you see him in action, and you see him get his comeuppance. That's the story. So they do a framing story as well around this, where uh the grandson of an older man who looks down the grandson from going to theatre is going to disinherit him and give all his money to his maid who looked after him for years. The thing is, the maid's scheming, and the maid poisoned him against the grandson, so the grandson has to get back into the house by acting as if he's an entertainer and showing him the story of Tartuffe, so his grandfather will figure out that this woman is up to no good and actually poisoning him. So that's like a very theatrical thing they do to A, pad the running time because this is a very short film, and B, give Murnau more theatrics to amuse himself. Because I don't think this film actually has, like, I think the story doesn't have that much for Murnau to hang on to, apart from the theatricality of the characters. I don't think he's particularly engaged in hypocrisy. He's much more of a director who's interested in the kind of impure instincts of the characters rather than someone who's working in that. It's like it doesn't feel like it's his thing. So he does play up the kind of theatricality of it all and theatricality of the images. So that the imagery in this one feels a lot less subtle than the imagery on some of his other films. Even though Murnau was an entertainer, he was an artist. He was a great artist. He knew how to put films together, but he was a master entertainer as well. He made films that made money, and so he's part artist, part entertainer, which sometimes you forget about. His films made money in Germany. He was brought over to America because his films were popular in Germany, and they knew he had talent. So it wasn't a pure artist. I mean, Faust was a mega production to be a big success in Germany. They spent money on this because they thought they could make a lot of money off it. The same way Lang got Die Nibelungen, because he had some success before with Dr. Mabuse, and it was like, make something even bigger. And that's what led to Metropolis, which was a massive bomb. So this was filmmakers in Germany who were blockbuster directors who also had artistic, ambitions as well. But Tartuffe feels kind of obvious. Tartuffe feels very obvious for Murnau and its morals. Like, don't trust people just because they can offer you an easy solution to your problems. It feels kind of obvious for him. But Murnau just makes this theatrical as hell. I mean, Emil Jennings is going way over the top in this performance as Tartuffe. He's got the book right close to his face all the time. When you finally see the beast within, he's gone full, silent movie monster acting. He's like having no subtlety. Like Jennings is really going for it, and Murnau kind of knows he's doing a star vehicle with this film. He understands what the assignment is. It's a star vehicle for Jennings. Jennings wanted to play Tartuffe. Really, that's what kind of led all this stuff to making this film. And because Jennings had worked with Murnau, it was like, give Murnau it, he'll do a good job. And Murnau kind of focuses on the actual... It's a one location film once you get into the main story, which is the house and the gardens in the house. It's basically one set. And Murnau has designed it so he can look down stairways, move along, and cover the set is from every possible angle with a lot of grace and delicacy. In a sense, it's like he had this fun designing the shots and designing the house and designing the garden, and then he kind of let the actors go and then just sort of directed them to kind of so they could all fit in one film and not all be in like different films. So it was like to the other actors, Jennings is going to go way over the top. You lot ground the damn thing. Which they do. They play it straight. They're the straight men to Jennings' wild, acting, which is kind of it's somehow is minimalist in what he's meant to be doing, and he's just meant to be reading the book and being judgmental, but it's maximalist in his expressions and the way he's doing it. It's like he's chewing all the scenery here. Well, seeming to not, but he really is. And I mean, Murnau is hamming up as a director, to be honest. It's like, but it's really enjoyable if you see it on a bigger screen. It's really enjoyable seeing how what Murnau can do when he's not exactly committed to the narrative he's stuck with. It's like, yeah, he's going to make it professional, but he's going to have a lot of fun. But it is a hammy bit of directing from him in this film. He's as hammy as Jennings is in his own way, but it's delightful. It's just, you can watch the shots and not follow the story and be really entertained by the shots. Murnau really is looking at how to move the camera in silent era, how to create really interesting imagery throughout, how to use shadows, how to use light. It's just beautiful what he does with the film. It's a total delight to watch the film, and you can need that because the kind of narrative is very basic. It's very much, it's on the surface exactly what the themes are. It's basically it's the depth of a short story, but it's expanded to be the play. And you can it's already as a fairly short film for a feature film, and they've had to pad it even more. I think it's like 70 minutes, and it's like in a good 10 minutes that's padding. So it's a very basic story. So yeah, I would not place this the same level of Faust, Nosferatu, Sunrise, or The Last Laugh, or any of that stuff. This is more minor Murnau, but it's still amazing. It's still so good. It's just like, this is Murnau slumming, and it's so good. I mean, weird enough, I prefer City Girl, which was all very compromised, but it was a much more ambitious film and had more beauty to it. This one is less ambitious, it's more stage bound, and it's just, I think the lack of crazy in this film ultimately is the kind of thing that makes it a lesser Murnau, but still very enjoyable. I'd highly recommend it. Find it where you can. I'm sure you can find it somewhere, but it is a beautiful film. So hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I get you interested in watching the film, because it is a beautiful film. Right, that's me for now. Right, bye.